So I don't know if this is going to relate for you or not, but a couple of years ago, I was in a Bible study. And in this Bible study, I was just like talking about a situation in my marriage. And one of the ladies in the group said, Jen, you should look at this book. And at the time, I would have told you like our marriage was great. I didn't need a book. Like everything was going really, really well. But I took her book and it sat on my bedside table for about 3 months. And then I opened the book and I got about 3 chapters in. And when I got to the third chapter, I really almost like closed the book and never opened it again. And something in God just kept bringing me back and back and back to this book. So finally, I get the book, I read past chapter 3, I get into chapter 4, and I get into the place where it starts to talk about sex in the marriage. And it completely opened my eyes to intimacy and sex and just like what it meant for my husband and what it meant for me. And I really spent a lot of soul searching time of just in our marriage, when we've been married for 20 years now, and in the beginning of our marriage, the number one thing that we would fight about is the lack of sex in our marriage and the lack of like intimacy in our marriage. And I read this book and it definitely triggered me in a lot of ways. And I always tell people in all of my book clubs, when you get triggered, that's good. That's God working in your heart, right? And so I spent a lot of time soul searching and just like digging deeper within my soul and like why these things were triggering for me and what was it bringing up and what did it mean. And I went from using sex as like something on my checklist that I had to just get done to completely changing it. And sex became something that like I enjoyed. And I talk about this all the time, but I am a firm believer, and like the act of sex is like amazing, but I love the time after sex. And it's like that 3 to 5 minute window where we don't talk. We just like sit and marinate and enjoy in the feeling of good. We incorporated that after this